Hello world, it's your boy Shotgun, and I usually do information security related videos from my computers. And in this video, I'll tell you guys my experience with Capture the Flag, why I think Capture the Flag and security is the coolest thing ever, and why you should start doing CTF challenges as well. Also, before I start, I just quickly want to say, YouTube snitched on you guys and told me that about 98% of you guys who watch my videos aren't even subscribed to my channel. So please do consider subscribing if you end up liking this video, because I put a lot of efforts on making these videos and it's free to subscribe and it would mean a world to me. Righto, let's dive right into it. So I came across my first ever CTF not long ago. I reckon it would have been 3 years ago when I was still doing my Masters in Security in university. Yep, your boy has a master's degree and all. Anyway, I had this unit which had a major assessment worth about 60% of the whole unit. And the assessment was called penetration testing. So I didn't really knew what it was at the beginning. Later on, when they released it, it turned out to be Capture the fucking Flag. Or Capture the Flag, just to keep it PG for YouTube. So what made this exercise fun and interesting to me was it followed a storyline. Not just any random storyline, it followed a Harry Potter storyline. So it was enough for me to go from just in security assessment to, oi, let's get them 7 flag boys mode. So as per Rubik, your goal was to break into the machine to break out Sirius Black. If you're not a Harry Potter fan and have no clue what I'm talking about, let me put it this way. The plot followed a storyline of a guy named Sirius Black, spoiler alert, who was locked up in a prison called Azkaban for something he didn't do. And your role as a hero was to help him escape that darn Azkaban prison. In order to do that, you'd have to look for a flag inside the machines by attacking or hacking into it. While doing that, you discover a lot of new users with names such as Harry Potter, or Dumbledore, or Whooping Olo, or Dobby the house elf, or something Harry Pottery. Since it was a hard challenge, in order to make sure you don't get frustrated and completely give up an assessment and unit itself, there are hints lying here and there in form of Sirius Black's diary. So there'll be some pages from the diary that would go, this is a decoy entrance. There's another entrance right next to it, which really meant something like, hey, this isn't a correct IP address, go check the next IP address in the range. So let's say your IP was 192.168.1.1, the next room would be 192.168.1.2. Or you'd find a bunch of gibberish text and some hints that say something like, bad guys never play fair, where play fair would be a name of cipher, used to encode the words inside the flag itself. You decipher it and you'd get the code, or flag. So it got me hooked for a while. It took me a whole 1 month to retrieve 7 flags from different OSs. Hey, stop judging me, I had another units as well and I was still a rookie. But yeah, that was my first ever CTF, and I have taken CTF as a hobby now. It's one of my favorite things to do when I'm free. So I hope you guys have like a bit of a clue about what CTF is now. But if you guys are still unsure and everything I'm saying about CTF is going through your head, let me explain to you roughly in like 30 seconds. So this bad boy right here is a computer and it has a useful file hidden on it. And you want that file. But you won't be able to access it. Why, you ask? Because it has a password. It's password protected and you have no idea what the password is. Now you, as an attacker, my friend, will do any responsible hacker would do and take your mate out drinking, and once he's drunk, you ask for a password. No, just kidding. Although it's a social engineering, we won't be doing that now. What you'd really do is hack the machine to retrieve the flag or file in this case. So when you get that important file, you would have captured the flag and the rest is happy days. There is another type of CTF which follows attack and defense pattern, where the goal of one team is to attack and the other one is to prevent the attack team from breaching in. I sort of like it, but I'm more into offensive side of security, so not a big fan. So you might have a rough idea about what CTF is. Let's just talk about who is it suited for. So it is suited for absolutely anyone and everyone. You might be a rookie, just starting out in security, then CTF, my friend, is just for you. Because of its challenging nature, it increases your problem-solving skills and might help you spice that resume up for the next security job you'll be applying for. Or you might be a pro who can hack a satellite from your telephone. In that case, CTF is still suited for you. I can tell you about numerous CTFs that I just couldn't solve at all. since they were really hectic and was way above my skill sets. But that's how you skill up. You brush your skills and you keep your skills polished. You might be young, don't have time or money to spend on certifications just yet, but hey, there's heaps of CTFs that are free, and especially during a time of pandemic, this hobby can be turned into one of the most important skills. Most of the companies are finally starting to realize the importance of security and is slowly adapting the security guidelines. At the end of a code deployment, they often tend to have a penetration testing or vulnerability assessment for their code or a network. Big companies such as Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn have their own bug bounty program. Well, they'll pay you money for finding security flaws on their platform. I have one of my mates who's really active during this bug bounty season and has his name featured on the Hall of Fame and almost all of these websites. If you want to read more about his story and how he made Mark Zuckerberg leave Facebook, I'll leave a link down in the description. Just a side note, old mate Zuckerberg never left Facebook, it was just a bug. So I 100% believe that as long as anything is up on the internet, it is not completely secure. One can only take necessary precautions to make it safe. And as a pen tester or vulnerability assessor, you would be helping to keep these bad guys out of the system. But hey, just because you can doesn't mean you should. So don't go hacking Uncle John's printer or toaster. One golden rule of this industry is unless you have a written permit, you just don't touch it. But what you can touch is what's legally out there for you to hack. There are many websites that provides you with vulnerable systems where you can test your CTF skills or practice your CTF skills. If you don't know how to get started with security, I might actually do another video on what are the basics and how to get started with CTF or security in general. If you guys are keen, please let me know in the comment section below. And please don't forget to gently push that like button and subscribe button. If you have any video ideas, feedbacks or questions, don't forget to leave them down at the comment section below. Until then, stay safe you guys and happy pen testing.